audience wants to know the status of your work with X, how that came to be. Anything about that, I'm very, very interested.
Yeah, well, first off, you know, I'm a big fan of X, and, you know, when I made this statement in the first place, I was really excited because I have a record with him, and basically I wanted to put it on my album, but, you know, the business and the clearance timing and all of that kind of stopped it from being on this track list. So what I'm going to be in the works to do is to get it cleared after and add it, because I couldn't get it in the time that it was. And with all due respect, you know, anything that they say that has to do with his clearance or when things can be released, you know, I respect that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like, yo, you have to release this because it's got to be like, nah, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
How did you even come into communication with him?
It's crazy because my family and his best friend's family are like really close.
Really?
And so like when he was alive, they were, what's his name? Marlon. And pretty much what it was is like, I got a friend named Patrick is Marlon's brother, and Patrick is my nigga. But I never knew Patrick's brother at the time, you feel me? So somehow, some way they were connected, and that's what originally connected us. So it was a situation where I never actually even got to meet him, but it was a situation where we were always supposed to work, and then that song got sent to me while he was alive. So it was a situation where I was like, all right, cool, we did the song. But then when the whole situation happened, you know, and he passed, then, you know, things got a little, like, I would never want to cross a line. Like I said, like, I would never want to cross a line when it comes to clearing it.
Right.
You feel me? Because, or just putting it out because it just is what it is. But
that shit gets super complicated as soon as somebody dies.
I don't like to go into shit like that, you know?
So were you a fan of him before that even happened? Like, what was your impression of him when you heard him and shit?
What the craziest thing about it is when it comes to, like, his first album, that it stuck with me because I didn't think it was ever going to sound like that, like from the stuff that came out before. Yeah. But then when I came in hearing like Jocelyn Flores and songs like that, like, and I'm in, because I was in, I think we were in United Kingdom when we first heard that. Right. And it was just very gray outside. It was very, you know, I was just traveling and seeing different like landscapes and shit.
There's
like,
definitely a mood in the UK for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know what I'm saying? And
that's why I need to be here. Here's the opposite of that.
Yeah, it's
sun out
totally,
every day.
Yeah, it's
tall girls and shit.
Totally different. And because of that,
you got
like,
purple weed, by the way.
Yeah, you know.
That shit is like Barney.
Fuck it.
I'm just saying.
Fuck it, man. You know. But yeah, like when I heard his music originally, the first time, is what originally drawed me to him. And what's crazy, what a lot of people don't know, the last project that X liked on his SoundCloud before he died was one of my mixtapes. Really? It was Lost Cause. And to me, that was like something that really stuck with me, because Lost Cause was a project of mine that really meant a lot to me. It came from my heart, my soul. I talked about things like, you know, my mom dying and just different things, like, you feel me? And the fact that that was the last thing that he liked, you know, before his passing, that spoke to me in a weird way that I feel like was trying to send me a message like, yo, your word and everything that you got as you're on this planet is it. You know,
fucking
and
crazy.
As you go or when you go, the music is what's gonna speak for you. Right. And you know, it's just crazy that was such a coincidence that was the last thing, you know? Yeah. So I don't know, I found that crazy.
That is crazy. Just because, like, I mean, he was super all over the place with, like, the kind of music that he related to, and that's why with him passing, there's so many different people that came out with, like, screenshots of their DMs or, like, conversation, whatever, like, people you would have not really thought had anything to do with him and shit.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
I know, like, female artists who worked with him, or like did shit together, and they never even put it out there because it was like so controversial at the time, shit like that the world doesn't even know that he collaborated with like all kinds of different people who maybe for whatever reason kept that a little bit on the low.
It really is crazy, you know, just the influence that he had, even for being around for such a short time. I think it was just very special. And a lot of people never really get to see things until you're forced to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And I think with him is he was one of those people where it's a little bit of the opposite. Like, he came in and you were already forced to look at it because he forced you to look at it, because he made it like that. You know what I'm saying? He made the art be so like out loud and just like one thing, and like I kind of ramble on about this, but like the one thing I like and I love about how it was with his stuff is no matter what it was, it always made you feel. And that's the thing with me in music and artists. It's like a lot of these days I listen to a lot of artists, they don't make me feel like I like it for the moment, even if it's like, I don't care if you mumble all the whole song, but whatever you do, you gotta make me feel it in some sort of way. Make me feel some kind of way about it at the end. When the song's over, I want to feel some kind of way about it.
It's just like you heard so many motherfuckers rap over so many beats, and like, it's really a problem like with rap where it's just so many people that I heard rap on songs and stuff that it's like you could be a good rapper, you could be technically sound, you could be a good hook writer, whatever. This shit is so competitive that it oftentimes doesn't really matter unless you just really have that delivery, that vibe that just makes people listening to it feel like they know you, and he excelled in that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, and that's the dope thing about it. So, you know.
Definitely. When you look at his career and how he sort of just like came out and blew up, how would you compare that to like yourself though? Because I feel like you are like a real, like you have like a really incredible like skill set, and then you had to like work hard for years to make people recognize like how good you were.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, to be honest with you, like I always say this to people, like, you know how there's like the artist that gets like the one song and then he blows? Like, I'm the artist that has to make like 90 of that one song in order for like it to get looked at, which I'm not mad at, because that's only made me more of a beast. It's only made my work ethic stronger. It's only made me, you know, quicker with my pen when it comes to making hit records, or when it comes to making things that are gonna stick in your head. That, you know, that only made me strive harder to be big. Like, one day, bro, I promise you this, you could quote this. I don't care who's watching this. I don't care who believes this. I don't care who believes in me. I don't care who supports this. I'm telling y'all, I don't know at what point of my life, but at some point of life, at some point of my life, I will be the biggest artist in the world. That's not a joke. That's not something that I don't believe. That's something I believe wholeheartedly, and that's something I know. I know that's already written in the stars for me.
Have you always felt like that?
I've always felt like that.
Really?
I've always felt like that. And that's why, you know, when you go and you'll see the masses of people talk about Tory Lanez, whether or not they're like Uber fans or they're not Uber fans, a lot of people will say this one underlying statement, you know, he's very underrated, or he's very underestimated, or, you know, one of those kind of words. And the reason why I think people say that is because people know how versatile and to the level of potential that I have, but I feel like it's a situation where it's just timing with me.
Right.
You know, it's everything comes in its time, and no matter how many times I fail, and like no matter how many times it doesn't go right, I keep getting up and it goes better the next time.
Have you had really low moments where you felt like maybe this shit just isn't gonna work, maybe it's all over? Is that the kind of, do you have that self-doubt that sometimes comes back to you?
I don't have moments of like, maybe this is just not gonna work, because honestly, for me to do that would be slapping God in the face. Like, I feel like God gave me a talent that is like, so many people could take off with what I have. You feel me? And for me to have it and for me to be blessed with it, it's like, for me to say something like that is just like, it's kind of like, nah.
But we all got our dark moments.
But I have moments where I'm like, damn, like, I'm doing this, and I'm not seeing the results that I want to see. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, one day you go and you drop a video and it doesn't get the amount of views that you wanted to get right then and there. And then you go look at somebody else who dropped the video that same day and their shit's killing yours. And you're like, yo, what the fuck am I not doing right? My video even looks better than this, or even, you know, my song is better than this, or whatever the case is. It's just, I have to come to realize things come in a timing. And as long as I don't sit there and pay attention to what everybody else is doing in their time, it then makes my time not so like understandable, if that is a word, or like, it makes my time easier to understand for me. Like, okay, cool, this will happen and this will slowly progress, but as long as it's progressing, I'm not in the same spot.
And you had massive hits too, so it's kind of like, you could like, for a new artist, like your first time hitting 1 million views, you're happy as fuck. Your first time hitting 10 million views, but your problem is that you have hit a couple 100 million views on YouTube. So then it just becomes sort of an issue where it's like, how much does it take to make you happy? It's like being a fucking drug addict, bro.
And that's the fucked up thing. Somebody told me about that before. Somebody was like, you know, it's not that you're not doing great. Your expectations are just very high for every single thing you do. And I was like, well, what do you know how artists get like, yo, nigga, what are you talking about, my nigga? Like, my shit, But in our reality, he's right. It's like, sometimes we set our expectations up for things because we believe like, yo, this has to be like this. But sometimes, like, no, it doesn't have to be like this. It has to be a different way for you to get a different result next time. You feel me? Like,
because the other 99.9% of musicians on planet Earth who are making, you know, R&B, rap type music, if you were to ask them, like, would you want to be in Tory Lanez's place? They'd be like, fuck yeah, that's like the most I could ever hope for. But then once you actually get to that position, you're looking at these other fucking 8 dudes and being like, you know,
thing about it
I want to be on the level that this dude is doing. He just sold more records than me this week. Fuck, like, you know.
But the thing about it is too, what's crazy about it is, for me, being an artist, it's like, all right, every artist who's in like maybe I don't know, one of these niggas' positions. I don't know, someone who's just not as famous as me. Let's think of some guy, and that artist might want to be me. But what he doesn't understand is that artist might be the guy who has like the 2 hits, but he doesn't really have the talent like that, right? But the thing about it is, he might be like, yo, you know, I want the talent that Tory Lanez has, or I want the da-da-da-da. But what people don't understand about what I have is it's like, it's a gift and a curse, because it's like, yo, you're blessed enough to take this anywhere you want to take this, right? Like, anywhere. Like, you want to go do rock today, you'll make the best rock songs.
That's how you feel?
Yeah. If I wanted to go do pop today, I'm going to make the best pop songs. If I want to go do, you know, for instance, I made the song Love. It's a reggae song, right? Double platinum. I made Pa Me. In 2 months goes gold, which is all Spanish.
Right.
But then I still make hip hop records, Talk to Me, the B.I.D. Shooters, Say It's, songs like that, R&B, different platforms of music. You can take it to all these single places. But the thing about it is when you're that versatile, it then puts you at a place where when you take things too far this way, all your fans who you've accumulated over here
they're confused.
They're confused and upset.
He's doing that shit now? What the fuck? Yeah.
They're confused and upset, but then at the same time, you're like, yo, I just want to make music. Like, I'm not even trying to feed any of this. Like, you know, I'm just trying to make great music, but it's like, you have so many places that you could take it. You get put in this situation where it's like, yo, if I don't explore all of this, I'm fucking myself over. And when I do explore all of this, it kind of in a weird way fucks me in a weird way too.
Right.
Unless, you know, things come in with a certain time and I wait and but it's just that waiting time makes people be like, or makes you feel like, damn, people don't understand how talented I am. They don't even know that I can go on a fucking interview and rap for 10 minutes, but then could still go sing your girl to sleep. Could go fucking, it's different. Like,
if you were to look at
like,
a lot of the
me?
like freshman cover type dudes, or, you know, like a lot of the like more underground dudes that come out have been popping the last years, realistically, if they weren't making music exactly like they're making it, rapping over the exact type of beats they're making, like that, they probably would not be able to really have a career if they tried to go left in a different direction. Exactly. It's kind of weird for somebody like you who has a lot of different options that you could pursue. A lot of rappers who are popular these days are not really like musicians, I would say, in a real sense, that they are more like social media stars that are making music. Let's be real.
Yeah. And
that's not to dismiss anyone, but, you know, there's a lot of truth to it. A lot of people don't have like the skill set that you clearly have. I don't understand how the fuck you go and make all those Latino sounding ass songs and shit.
Nah, I feel that. I mean, I think that there are people who, you know, at the end of the day, you're more of a socialite, or you're more somebody that we like to watch on Instagram, or, you know, however your shit translates to music. You know, it's brought us here because we've seen you and we like either to watch or we're entertained by whatever it is that you put out. That is, you know, the argument that many real musicians will always have with people who pop. But I feel like for me to be mad at that, or to be like upset at like those kind of people, is like, that's just some hater shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like when talented niggas be mad because they shit not rocking. And like some new nigga who maybe might be screaming on his song, or a nigga might just be coming blah 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 on his song, and he's busting, and that nigga like, yo, that's not real music, and da 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 da. Like, I feel like that's hate and shit. And
But
that's,
did you have to
and that's
learn that? That's like, it's got to be like a temptation for anybody who's really like musical to sort of write off people and feel kind of angry. But is that something you've ever had to fight off, or you just know
mad
that?
about another nigga's success? I know that sounds like it's the thing you're supposed to say because no one wants to sound like a hater.
Right.
But I've really never ever been upset at anybody else's success. Like, if this nigga got on because his expression of his music was blobbity blue blah blobbity blue blah, then nigga, that's just, and he has a fan base for people who just want to sing blobbity blue blah, then yo, give it up, because that nigga found a way. Like, somehow, some way, it worked for him. He found a way. I have my path. I've been given talent. I've been given, there's so many ways that I could take it. Why not just be happy with that instead of sitting there spending my time hating on another nigga because another nigga's doing some shit and he's younger and he's just, my nigga, it's just some hating shit, nigga.
Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed this throwback clip. If you did, show some support. Like, comment, subscribe, and head on over to nojumper.com if you want to support, or go on over to Snapchat and just search No Jumper. There's a link in the description. We've had our news show dropping a couple times per week, and I swear you're gonna love it. Balling like an athlete, but got no jumper. Appreciate y'all.